Hello, my sweet summer children. I'm back with the juice to get you through the long night. And the long night is almost over. I felt like a long night between videos. I've missed you, but I have not been just chilling. Do y'all remember when I did Stark Week or Targaryen Week, where I dropped a video every day for an entire week? It's like Shark Week, but Game of Thrones style. Well, that's what I've been working on, and it's in the works, and I'm so excited for it, like I could just explode. But today, we are going to be talking about the Lady Lioness of House Lannister, Queen Cersei.
First of her name, Queen of the Andals and the First Men, Protector of the Seven Kingdoms.
So before we get too far into the video, I just want to give a warning. This video may contain what you would consider spoilers. I don't consider them spoilers. I kind of think of it as general knowledge, but also I'm really weird and I obsess over everything Game of Thrones. So I don't know. I do think what I'm going to talk about may be spoilery for some people. So if you don't want your cherry popped, catch me in the next video. So HBO released some official photos from Game of Thrones Season 8. I really didn't go over all of them because I felt like there really wasn't that much to go over. I mean, Arya was looking at something. She looked really excited or scared or like, what the fuck? That's kind of how she was looking. Maybe it was a dragon or something. I don't know. Jaime had kind of cool Robb Starkish with Bronn underneath armor. That was pretty cool. But the picture that caught my attention and the picture that I focused on the most was the picture of Cersei Lannister. That picture stood out to me. Now, there are a few things going on here. The first thing I noticed was Cersei changed the colors that she wore to black and gold. In previous seasons, Cersei has stayed true to either her Lannister colors or this black and silver motorcycle Barbie getup. Now, I first posted this on Twitter and I was like, okay, Cersei's clothes are black and gold. Some people said they thought it actually still looked black and silver. Maybe it was the candlelight making it look gold, and so on and so on. So this is where it kind of gets spoilery, and it's going to get even more spoilery as we continue. So there were some photos leaked last year that showed Cersei, and the picture looks like she has on the same dress as she has on in the pictures released by HBO. And if you look closely, this armor on the dress looks gold as well. You can see the chain and everything on both dresses, but on this one, you can't see the pendant, but you can see a pendant on this dress. And this pendant actually looks like the Lannister pendant that Cersei wore in season 1. The one like the one Joffrey gave to Sansa, or the pendant like what Tyrion gave to Raz. It looks like that, and that is gold. I don't know. I think it's gold. What do you think? But let's just say if it is gold, that is a huge spoiler. Black and gold are the colors of House Greyjoy. House Greyjoy's sigil is a gold kraken on a black field. If Cersei is wearing Euron's colors, it is likely that Cersei is married to him, or she's about to be. So let's talk about the black and gold really quick. So there are a few possibilities. Gold and black also happen to be the colors of House Baratheon. They are just like the reverse colors of House Greyjoy. House Baratheon colors are a black stag on a gold field. So what are the odds that both of Cersei's husband's house colors would be gold and black? I don't know. Irony. But anyway, so that's not the end of the spoilers. So we are all assuming that all of the photos released by HBO were from episode 1. So maybe that's true. Maybe Euron comes back with the Golden Company in episode 1 and demands Cersei to marry him. Maybe that's why Cersei looks like she's about to cry and wants to die and gouge her eyes out in this photo. I don't know. She looks pretty sad to me. Euron is likely tired of waiting on this never-ending war to be won in order for him to marry Cersei. And Cersei can't afford to lose Euron, because Euron could just say, well, if you're not marrying me, I'm taking all my forces back home. And Cersei can't afford that. So maybe they get married in episode 1. Maybe Cersei has no choice but to marry Euron in episode 1. But when this picture of Cersei was leaked, Another spoiler, Jon Snow is in King's Landing as well. Now, I don't really know if this is a spoiler because, for one, HBO could have just leaked these photos themselves because they know that we're insane and they wanted to throw us off the scent. But if Jon is in King's Landing, it would be long after episode 1, and she wouldn't still have on the same exact dress in like episode 4 that she has on in episode 1, right? Would she? I don't know. But let's slow down, and I'll tell you exactly where I think Cersei's story is going.
Tell me my future, or I'll have your 2 boring eyes gouged out of your head.
We left off in season 7 with Cersei sending Euron to collect the Golden Company and their elephants too. Euron is going to be bringing them back to Westeros. Now, in the books, the Golden Company actually lands in Westeros with Aegon or Fagon, and they actually successfully take Storm's End. In late 2017, there was a report, and I'll link it below, that scouts for the show were scouting out this castle, and they were interested in the round tower that was on the castle. Now, Storm's End has a huge drum tower like this castle. So we will likely see Storm's End in season 8. And we will likely have Cersei's forces taking Storm's End and maybe even Dragonstone as well. So Cersei will indeed marry Euron. But where does she marry him? Does she marry him in Storm's End at the ancient house that belonged to the husband that she killed? And she's going to be marrying a husband that's going to kill her? Oh my God, the ironies. In this photo, she's in King's Landing. So does she marry Euron in Storm's End and then go back to King's Landing and send Euron off to war and hope he dies there? Maybe. I do actually think they will get married in King's Landing because it would be a royal wedding, and a royal wedding should happen in King's Landing. Now, let's look at this picture. So I was looking at this picture and I was like, does Cersei look pregnant? I mean, does she look pregnant to you in the photo? I don't think she looks pregnant. There is some kind of bulge. Maybe she could be pregnant, but it's winter and clothes are thicker. I mean, honestly, if this is what pregnant looks like, then I have like quadruplets. But anyway, I don't think that Cersei necessarily looks pregnant. I don't think she is pregnant. Also, if you look at Sansa in these pictures, Sansa looks pregnant. So I don't think Cersei's pregnant. But shit, I don't know. Maybe they're both pregnant. Cersei and Sansa. I don't know. Just kidding. I do not think Cersei is pregnant in this photo, and let me tell you why. This may be more spoilers. I mean, if you watch my channel all of season 7, and if you've watched my channel, then it's really not a spoiler. But anyway, so season 7 was leaked on Reddit before it came out by a guy named Away with the Lads. Those leaks were legit, like super legit. I mean, he was on point, but there was one scene that did not make the cut for season 7. But it was written into those leaks that turned out to be very official. So this leak was that Cersei would wake up in a bed of blood. Now, that was cut from season 7, so it's highly likely that season 8, episode 1, could open with a scene like that, with Cersei having a miscarriage. Now, let me explain Cersei a little bit. So, book Cersei's entire storyline, her entire arc, has been built around fear and paranoia brought on by the prophecy that she was given by Maggy the Frog when Cersei was a child.
You'll be queen. For a time. And comes another. Younger. More beautiful. To cast you down and take all you hold dear.
We don't get a clear look into Cersei Lannister's inner workings until the 4th book, A Feast for Crows. We find out that Cersei is obsessed with Maggy the Frog's prophecy, and everything she does or has done is because of this prophecy. Cersei's treatment and mistrust of Tyrion stems from Cersei believing that Tyrion is the Valonqar. Tyrion is the one that's going to kill her. Cersei's dislike and mistreatment of Sansa is because Cersei believes that Sansa will be this younger and more beautiful queen. She then sets her sights on Margaery Tyrell, thinking that the younger and more beautiful queen is Margaery. Everything she is doing or has done has been trying to subvert this prophecy, to nullify it, to prove to herself that it isn't true. Every time she loses a child, she gains a little bit more madness. But right now, Cersei is in her glory. Cersei has killed Margaery, whom she thinks is the younger and more beautiful queen. She is pregnant, which if she would deliver a living child, she would prove this prophecy false. But this prophecy is real, and with the arrival of Daenerys, she has truly seen the younger and more beautiful queen that will strike down everything she holds dear. She would never ally with Daenerys, just like she could never ally with Margaery Tyrell. But all of her hopes and dreams hang on this one child in her womb. If Cersei loses this baby, like I think she will spiral rapidly into madness. You guys probably know I actually think that Euron will kill her. I think Euron is the Valonqar, but I'm not sure they are doing it this way on the show. I'm not sure they're even going to do the Valonqar thing. People have made a good case for Jaime, but anyway, Cersei is going to be like the Mad King. Cersei will not give up King's Landing easily. She could very well do what the Mad King wanted to do, which is blow King's Landing to shits and pieces with wildfire. There's no way in hell Cersei of House Lannister is just going to hand over King's Landing or the Red Keep to Daenerys.
I will burn our house to the ground before I let that happen.
I actually love the thought of Jaime killing her before she can like blow up King's Landing, but I honestly think it's going to be Euron that kills her. I just do. Now, in the release preview chapter from the Winds of Winter called The Forsaken, Aeron Damphair, Euron's brother, takes shade of the evening and he sees Euron on the Iron Throne, or at least what I think is the Iron Throne. Aeron Damphair looked. The mound of skulls was gone. Now it was metal underneath the crow's eye. A great, tall, twisted seat of razor-sharp iron, barbs and blades and broken swords, all dripping blood. This is another reason I believe Euron is going to marry Cersei. The only way Euron is on the Iron Throne is if he's killed Cersei or he's married her. When Aeron dreams again, he dreams this. The dreams were even worse the second time. He saw the long ships of Ironborn adrift and burning on a boiling blood-red sea. He saw his brother on the Iron Throne again, but Euron was no longer human. He seemed more squid than man, a monster fathered by the kraken of the deep, his face a mass of writhing tentacles. Beside him stood a shadow in woman's form, long and tall and terrible, her hands alive with pale white fire. Dwarves capered for their amusement, male and female, naked and misshapen, locked in carnal embrace, biting and tearing at each other as Euron and his mate laughed and laughed and laughed. So Euron is going to be king. Euron is going to be on the Iron Throne. Aeron sees Ironborn ships adrift and burning, which is likely translated to what happened last season with the sea battle, where Euron Greyjoy's ships were basically destroyed in the sea. And he sees Euron on the Iron Throne again, so Euron's gonna be king. But beside him was a woman, his mate. This woman is likely Cersei. It just so happens that these two people, who I think are Euron and Cersei, are watching dwarves capering and laughing. Cersei hates a very particular dwarf, Tyrion. And Euron doesn't like Tyrion much either.
Don't even let your kind live in the Iron Islands, you know. We kill you at birth and act of mercy for the parents.
So all of this adds up, and I actually think that the capture of Tyrion could be the price for Cersei to marry Euron. But we will see how that shakes out. So for season 8, for Cersei, I'm thinking we will get a few victories, a miscarriage, a marriage, and possibly Euron will capture Tyrion and give him to Cersei for her bride gift. Ultimately, though, Euron will become king, and when Cersei's tears have drowned her, the Valonqar shall wrap his hands or kraken tentacles around her throat and choke the life from her. But what do you think about all this? As always, thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone who supports me on Patreon. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and join the Sweet Summer family. Okay, my sweet summer children. Have a good day.